guys, welcome back to my channel, You, Me, and Trying to Conceive. My name is Jasmine Lovett, and I am currently trying to conceive baby number one with my husband, DJ. The reason I'm making this video today is because it's National Infertility Awareness Week, and my husband and I have actually been on this journey. It turned 3 years last week, and it has been one big emotional roller coaster. Um, 1 in 8 couples go through this, so it's very common. It's just a lot of people don't talk about it. So I don't know. I think I'm getting to the point now, though. Like I can go to church or the store or just anywhere, and I can pick up on who's going through it. I don't know. It's kind of like a sixth sense. I don't know, or maybe I'm just crazy, but it's it's an emotional roller coaster. And I just came up here to talk about a few things that I've learned along the way and a few things that I'm still working on and just some things that help me get through it without completely losing my mind. I think the number one thing that is helping me go through this journey is my faith. DJ and I are Christians, and we believe that God has His plan for our lives. He already knows what's going to happen, and we just have to learn to trust Him. Faith is a big, 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 big part of this. If you don't have faith, it can really crumble you. Um, I have to tell myself and remind myself daily that God has the bigger picture, and that He knows the plans for me. He is ordering my steps. My womb is blessed. We have healthy seed, and we will be fruitful and we will multiply. The profession that I work in is actually in child care. I am a full-time nanny. I've been with this family for 5 years, so I've been with them since they were infants born. And the kind of, activities I go through day by day are surrounded by pregnant women and kids constantly. So it's always in my face, and it's always a reminder of what I don't have, but I have to constantly remind myself of what I do have. And sometimes I sit back and I have to thank God for the job that I have, allowing me to use my maternal instincts to put on someone else's child, to bless someone else's family with, so I don't have to, you know, just completely just hold it all in. So I'm grateful for that. So you have to find the blessings in small things. That's another thing. You have to say, you know what, God, thank you for waking me up. Thank you for letting me have a home, because your situation could be a lot worse. Another thing that I had to go through or learn through is communication with your spouse. That is a big, 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 big deal. It's a big deal. If you can't talk to your spouse about what's going on, things can definitely take a wrong turn quick. I remember when I first was going through it, I was doing everything by myself. I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to try. I'm not going to tell DJ anything. I'm not going to tell him when I'm testing. I'm not going to tell him when we don't get a positive. I don't want him to know I'm crying because I don't want it to be a big deal. But as the years went on, I started to feel resentment. Like, why am I having to go through all this emotional stress on my own, and he's just oblivious to what's going on? So I had to learn to open up and talk to him about what's happening. This is taking a long time. We need to get tested. So over the years, we've learned how to communicate how we feel. And then you have to also realize that this journey is different for your spouse. You're two different people. You're made two different ways. I mean, hopefully you're equally yoked. You have the same faith or whatever, but automatically, I mean, your mind is just different. It's wired differently. So I'm the type, I wear my emotions on my sleeve. If I'm hurt, I'm hurt. If I'm mad, I'm mad, and you know it. He is the type who keeps everything in. On the outside, he's holding it all together, but on the inside, he's crying. So I have to communicate with him. Like, I need to know that we're in this together. I need to know that you're feeling what I'm feeling, and I have to learn how to talk to him and show compassion towards him, and know that, he is hurting just in a different way, trying to stay strong for me, and he has to know how to console me. So it is a lean on me situation. So that's why I'm grateful for him because without DJ, without DJ, or if I had a different partner, I don't know how this journey would be. What is another thing? Communicate. Oh, having somebody to talk to about the situation, someone who is going through it or has been through it. That's helped me a lot. Actually, I found someone through this channel who is actually going through some of the same things that I'm going through, and that's helped me over the last couple of, I think it's been like 2 years. Girl, have we been talking for 2 years? I think it's been over the last 2 years. I've been able to, text her like, I'm feeling this, or are you feeling this? And she's feeling that, and we can encourage each other. Well, remember, God says this, and keep faith and keep your head up and pray for each other through this time. That's been a big deal because sometimes people who aren't going through it don't know what to say, or they think you're just, being dramatic or something like that. But someone who actually is going through it helps a lot. And speaking of people who don't know, I had to learn how to take things with a grain of salt. Um, Family and friends do not always know how to address the situation or what to say. They don't want to hurt you. They don't want to say the wrong things. Sometimes they step on eggshells, and sometimes they just say whatever comes to their mind. Like, yes, with Sunday, I had someone in my family say, "I can't believe you're doing all this stuff and you haven't procreated yet." Like, just said it out of her mouth in front of everybody. And I had to take a deep breath and just let it go because she obviously didn't know what she was saying, or maybe she did realize what she said after she had said it, but there was no point of chastising her or, causing a scene because she did that. She just had a weak moment, or I don't know. But you have to take it with a grain of salt. And then when people want to give you advice and opinions, they're coming from a good place. They may not know what they're talking about, and obviously they don't. They're not going through it, so they're not studying it. They don't feel it. They don't go to the doctors. They don't really know anything. So you have to take it with a grain of salt. You can't get angry. You have to charge it to their heads and not their hearts. Um, Also, going through this, I had to have an open mind. I remember when I first started, like saying, okay, we're gonna have a baby. I was like, if I can't have a baby, I'm not going to the doctor. I'm not doing all that stuff. That's crazy. But as the years went by, I was like, okay, God, maybe you made these doctors have these ideas like IUI and IVF so that they could help people in this situation. And then I had to realize ultimately it was not going to work anyway without God's help. So I can get all the IUIs and IVFs I want. If God doesn't want that baby to go forth, it's not going to go forth. So really, you still can't do anything without Him. So I had to let the naysayers and the controversy, I had to let that fall at the wayside and everyone's opinions because I know that without God, it's not possible anyway. Also, adoption. That's one thing we're still struggling with. Like we, our doctor told us that ultimately we would have to do IVF. That's what it is, and it's $20,000. So if we don't do IVF, we have to think about stuff like adoption and stuff like that. And it's still kind of hard opening your mind and stuff like that. But I don't know what path God is trying to take us on. I don't know if there's a baby out there that needs us or what. So I'm still trying to say, okay, God, your will be done. Your will be done. You have us. I mean, we're going through this battle for something. There's a bigger picture. I can't see it, but I know it's a bigger picture. And I have to remind myself, it's kind of like when I'm driving my nanny kids around in the car. And they're always like, Miss Jazz, where are we going? And I say, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. And they hate that. Like, don't say that. We want to know where we're going and how long it's going to take. And I feel like it's the same thing with God. I'm like, God, where are we going? Are we there yet? Where are we going? What are we going to do? And He's telling me, Jazz, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. I'm like, God, this ride's not enjoyable because I don't know where we're going. Are we driving off a cliff? What are we doing? So it's the same kind of anxiousness, I think, like we're children to God. And He's like, please don't throw a tantrum. Just trust me. I know that you think you're trusting me, but are you really trusting me? Because you keep on asking me the same thing. And I'm telling you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. So that's something I've had to learn through this journey. Sit back, relax, and try to enjoy the ride. Try to enjoy the things that you already have. Another thing I had to learn, I can either be bitter or better. Um, I deal with this all the time because like I said, I work around children, pregnant women all the time, and you can easily be bitter. You can easily be like, oh God, why me? Why? What did I do to deserve this? I'm a good person. I haven't committed any crazy crimes. I haven't hurt it. Like, why did you choose us to go through this? And then you become bitter. Bitter doesn't get you anywhere except depression It makes you lock yourself up in a room. It makes you gain weight, lose weight. It doesn't do anything. And it definitely doesn't help you get pregnant. And better is deciding, all right, if I'm going to go through this journey, I'm going to make sure that I help someone else with it. I'm going to make sure that you use me as a vessel or a light to somebody else that's already like in a dark place, to help them realize there is faith in the storm. So I said, okay, God, if I'm going to go through this, use me. And that's a dangerous prayer. If you ask God to use you and he starts using you, you can't uh, you can't get mad. And that's something else I had to realize too. Don't get mad at God, because he knows what you're going through. He's feeling for you, and he's crying right there with you. And he's saying, I just want you to know what's on the other side. Just trust me. Just trust me. Something's on the other side. So that's something else I've learned through infertility. Trust. And I also learned to pray for peace that surpasses all understanding. When I see a pregnancy announcement pop up somewhere, I'm like, God, give me peace. Replace my pain with joy. Give me peace. Replace my pain with joy. Like, I'm constantly saying that. Peace that surpasses all understanding. Peace that surpasses all understanding. It doesn't make sense. I don't understand why I have this peace, but God, thank you for it. Um, what else did I have to learn? Um, that's pretty much it. That's all the things that I've had to learn, and I'm still learning. This journey's not over. I don't know how much further we have to go, another year, a year after that. But each time it gets hard, I have to remember to just, call out to God. I just imagine myself climbing up in his lap and him wrapping his wings or arms around me and just letting me get that cry out, and then say, all right, get back up. Like you fell off your bike. We got the Band-Aid on. Get back up. You're going to fall again. Just come back. I'll help you through that. I'll give you another Band-Aid. But get back up. Get back up. Don't let this beat you. It's going to be better, because once you learn how to ride without your training wheels and you got your hands up going down the hill, you're going to be like, okay, look at where I was and look at where I am now. But that's it. So I just want to just encourage anybody that's going through this. You just found out that you have to go a different route than what you thought you would. You're gutted, you're hurt. Just continue to have faith. I know it sounds cliche, but it really is the best medicine. The doctors can tell you everything, like, oh, you don't have a good uterus, your lining is bad, there's no semen, or there's not enough semen, or shape, whatever they say. You have to remember what God says. God says those that love him and follow him, he will give them good things. So you have to remember that your value is not in being a mother. Your value is not in how many kids you have, or if you have money for IVF, if you have to adopt. That's not where your value is. Your value is in what God says you are. And he says you are fearfully and wonderfully made. So if he made you somebody with PCOS, or you're somebody with a crazy uterus or bad lining, he knew who you were going to be when he stitched you in in your mother's womb. So you have to remember, like, all right, God, I trust you. You knew I was going to be going through this. And I know that you're going to help me get through it. And I know there's going to be a better way at the end. And if you continue to tell yourself and continue to really believe it, it really does help a lot with the pain. I'm not saying you're going to be pain-free. You're not going to have moments of crying. It's okay. It's okay. It hurts. God made us emotional creatures. He knows we're going to cry sometimes. But you can't let yourself stay down there. You can't let infertility beat you up. You can't let it kill you. Because that's what the enemy is trying to do. He's like, you know what? That marriage is too good. If they procreate, something good's going to come out of that. I'm going to throw this in there and see what they do. And it reminds me, I know I'm just talking and talking, but it reminds me of Job. When I was little, my dad used to do devotions with my brother and sister and I. And I remember reading the story of Job, and I was like, man, Job, I like Job. Job is a good book. He went through all that stuff, and he didn't curse God. He didn't curse God and die. And God even told Satan, he's like, what about my servant Job? I know he's going to still be there. He's not going to abandon his faith. And they took his family and all that stuff, but God restored it way better than what he had before. But he still lost all that stuff. But he still didn't curse God and die. And I was just thinking, like, God, I know when I was a kid, I said I like Job, but I don't want to be him. But you have to remember to say, God, your will be done. So when you're in the storm, let God be your umbrella. Make sure you have on your whole armor of God, have on your helmet of salvation, so that all those vain imaginations that start coming to your head, like you're never going to be a mom, this is your life, it sucks, look at her, look at her, look at them, you can't be happy, cast all that out. Have your helmet of salvation on so they can bounce off. Have your sword of the Spirit so you can, say what you need to say in the Spirit. Have your breastplate of righteousness to guard your heart because it's going to hurt. And just make sure you stand on that word. Make sure you stand on that word. But anyway, I just want to come up here and encourage some people who are going through infertility. I know I just was talking a long time. You're probably like, what in the world? But I just felt like I need to come here and say that. If not for you, for me, because I'm talking to myself. I'm going through a storm of my own. But I choose joy instead of pain. And I'm going to have peace that surpasses all understanding. But I will talk to you guys later. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I want to say congratulations to all those BFPs out there. And I want to say prayers and baby dust to all those who are still waiting. And if you are pregnant, I want to say happy 9 healthy long months and healthy babies. And I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Oh, thanks to all the new subscribers too. I know I haven't posted in like forever. I'm trying to get more consistent, but you just post as stuff happens. So thanks to all the new subscribers. I'm going to pray for you guys, add you to my prayer list, and I'll talk to you guys later. Prayers and baby dust. Bye.